Hey guys, this is BRS Quick Notes before we start this new series. First, this series is translated by Turbo Translations for most of the series, so make sure to check them out. I'll leave their website in the description. While he isn't always the best at translating things and a lot of TL notes are just him noting he doesn't know how to translate a certain word, you can generally get what he's trying to say. There is another translated version, but I'm not sure how good it is, so I'm going to post this in the same way I read it the first time. If you get really confused, either check Turbo Translations website and find the chapter or comment. I've found Japanese characters are often skipped by the program I'm using. Also, all the side stories will be started by a letter and a number, such as S1 in the first side story. These are the stories from a new character's point of view. They become important, so make sure to listen through all of them. Best of luck, I hope you guys enjoy. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 1. Hi guys. I am new in blogging and also to translating web novels. Started my first project just on a whim. My English is not that good actually, and I can't read Japanese. Learned my Japanese through animes only, so don't expect much. Well, let's just get back to the novel then. 1. Prologue. The Battle of the Hero and the Demon King. This battle has been repeated countless times in this world. The Demon King who rule over the demon race. There is only one Demon King in each era. When the Demon King in the current era is defeated, a demon with extraordinary power will become the new Demon King in the next era. It is how this world works. Therefore, the Demon King lineage will never be perished. That character is multifarious. TL note, don't know how to translate this. The Demon King can level a mountain with their abnormal strength. The Demon King who can use sorcery and thousands of techniques. Having strong hostility towards the human race was common for the Demon King. The hope of the human race, the hero who fights the Demon King. The battle between the hero and the Demon King is exactly like a seesaw. If the hero can kill the Demon King, then the Demon King can repel the hero. Similar to the Demon King, the hero's existence too can't be perished. The battle of those two continues without stopping. This is the fate of this world. If there's tragedy, the relationship between the hero and the Demon King will be mutually congenial. Both are masters of the rare dimension magic. Magic equal to the gods, being able to control space and dimension. They used their magic according to their own fate. Two magic clashes, the world screams. Both, the hero and the Demon King, perished, being unable to endure their own magic power. The aftermath of the magic reaches another world, crossing the dimension. The large explosion exploded in a world named Earth, in a country named Japan, in a certain high school. Inside the classroom, a total of 26 people including teachers and students died after receiving a direct hit of the magic. The case was reported as a mysterious large explosion. But those who died did not know about the broadcast. Even if they are to be reborn, it is because their souls have flowed backward into the world where the hero fights against the Demon King. Their souls scattered in the new world, and each one of them will be reborn as a new life. This is a story of one of them. Ukuaga. I tried to groan but I can't seem to groan. Is my body in such a critical condition? Okay, calm down. There's no pain on my body. I recall that I was in a lesson of Japanese language, then suddenly I was attacked by a terrible pain. I probably fainted after that, but it doesn't hurt now. Even if I open my eyes, it's pitch black here, so I don't even know where am I. Or maybe I should say that I can't even move and I can feel that my body is covered by something. Is this the so-called vegetative state? Awa. Even though I want to deny it, but the possibility is high in this situation. I don't know what happened that time, but it looks like I have become a person in vegetative state. Naiwa. TL note, no way. Only having my consciousness, being unable to move my body, and it seems that I don't have my 5 senses. This is definitely going to be an insanity course. Naiwa. When I was thinking about it just now, I heard some faint rustling sound. This means that I still have my sense of hearing. Even if I can hear, it doesn't change the current situation. Gan. Ouch. What was that? Did I bump something? I feel pain just now, so does it mean that I have my sense of touch? Huh? I should calm down for now. Thinking rationally, I feel a little uncomfortable, but it seems that I move my body. Geez, it looks like I was jumping into a wrong conclusion about the part being in a vegetative state. A while ago, my body was covered by something, but it seems that thing is exactly in the same state right now. Ahaha. No, it's not a laughing matter. What's with this situation? I was abducted and putted into a sack? No. Who would gain profit abducting a poor reputation woman like me? Anyway, I need to escape. Crack. When I tried putting my strength to move my body, something which covered my body started to fall apart. Looks like it's not a sack. I wonder what is it? It is somewhat soft and somewhat hard, a mysterious feeling. I just have to keep moving to break it. I will break it and immediately escape. Crack. It's opened. I crawl out starting from my head. With this, I am free. Before my eyes, there's a large amount of spiders crawling around. Howata? Yui? Kisho? What's with the huge spider army? Each one of them have the same size as me? It looks like they are coming out from something that looks like an egg. So the rustling sound I heard is this. I instinctively step back. Something hits my foot and I turn around. Is this that? The thing which I crawled out from a while ago? Somehow the thing looks like the egg of the spider army. Is it my imagination? Rather than looks like it, isn't it the same thing? Once again, I examined myself. My neck can't move. But on the edge of my view, I saw something that looks like a leg. The leg of a spider. Calm down. Is this that? Is it really that? The one that's popular in the internet? No. Like in a novel, where there's this godlike guy giving a privilege. I didn't get anything, so surely it's different. No matter how you look at it, there's still a pattern where the god doesn't comes out. A hero candidate for a man and a villain daughter for a woman are also one of the pattern too. I look to the side for an instant once again. Similar to those spiders moving around, there was a thin wire-like leg. I try to move my leg. It worked just as I wanted. Though escaping from reality is my forte, but I have to resolute myself to recognize it here. It seems that I have been reincarnated into a spider. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 2. 2 looks like I'm a monster. Well, it's regrettable to say that I have been reincarnated into a spider. Although I accept the fact that I'm a spider, what should I do now? Munch. For some reason, I heard a threatening sound. It's no good to turn my eyes away from reality. Before my eyes, there is the spider army that is probably considered as my siblings. They are the only one who can produce the sound. I glance ahead quietly. Munch. Hagya? What are they doing? Are they eating? They are preying on one another? The struggle to live between my siblings is what I can see. No. This is bad, this is really bad. Why must I fight against my blood-related siblings? It's for food. They are all hungry. In fact, I am also hungry too. No. I escape from the reality again. In such a battlefield, I am just an innocent girl that will fall into the clutches of men in a blink of an eye. Literally, it's a metaphor. Fight. Tools. Escape leftward arrow. The only way to get through this situation is to beat a retreat. Should I fight? Impossible. I am a genuine go-home club. There's no way I can fight with such violent group. My current appearance is the same as them. I should escape if I have the time to think about useless things. Zun. Now, what is it? A sound and vibration from the rear. When I turn around, there was a huge spider. Is it mother? Or is it father? This isn't going anywhere. I'm even confused now. Isn't that spider way too big? It's probably 10 times of my size. Was there a spider that big on Earth? Hi-oi, chomp. The huge spider stabbed the smaller spider with its claw and ate it. It's like eating a snack. Mother, even you. TL note, you too, Brutus parody. It looks like it uses its bottom to think. I should run away from here safely and aim to survive for now. I escaped at full speed. I finally calmed down after I was tired of running till I can't even move anymore. There's no spider chasing after me even if I turn around. Ah, I thought I was gonna die. Death immediately after I was born is not a good joke. Now that I am conscious, I have think about various things. I am currently a spider. It's a fact that must be accepted already. Well, there's no such technique where a human can jump over their own height easily and run on vertical walls. What am I talking about? It's a story about escaping. With so many spiders in a place, it's impossible to escape by running straight. If I were to compare it and say, it should be like charging into a bargain sale where there's a crowd of anti. What a reckless act. No, well, I didn't even charged into a bargain sale before though. Anyway, when I was escaping, I jumped and ran on the wall just like a ninja and escaped from the spider encirclement. When I was running, I had an uncomfortable feeling because of the amount of legs, but somehow I managed to move it properly without getting entangled. Is it the so-called natural instinct? Well, being able to move my body without any inconveniences is a good thing. So if I am a spider, then what was that super huge spider that I saw a while ago? Considering the situation, was that really my mother or my father? I don't know much about spiders' ecology, but a parent who eats their own child should be in the natural world. Well, it's a race where from the moment they are born, they started preying on each other, so it shouldn't be strange that the parent eats its own child. If that huge spider is my parent, then will I become that size someday? I'm starting to feel sick just by thinking about it. No, spider is a beneficial insect which helped other people. Isn't it better rather than the me in my previous life? How strange, somehow I'm sad now. No. Let's return to the thought that had strayed a while ago. Comparing with that huge spider by the size of my body will be too much. Because I don't know how big is my body is. If my size is just like a fingertip, then it's good. If so, then I can understand the size of that huge spider. Still, it should be around the size of a tarantula. However, if my size is bigger, then that huge spider should be a new kind that is yet to be discovered on Earth. An undiscovered new species is still okay, but I have experienced a reincarnation like in a fantasy, so optimistic thinking is probably not good. To confirm it, I have to find out my size without delay. Is there anything that I can compare my size with? I looked around the surroundings. It seems that I'm inside a rather big cave. Although there's no light, the view is favorable even it's dim. I looked around restlessly. Oh, this is. What's on the ground was people's footprints. Oh. The footprints of several people are left clearly. In other words, it means that a person came here before. That means there's human in this world. I'm deeply moved when I know there was a person. On the contrary, I realized a terrible fact. My body was way much bigger than the footprint of a person. Assuming that the height of the person is around 170 centimeters, my size will be approximately 1 m length. I had slightly thought so since I saw that huge spider. No matter how I think, I am not a spider that's living on Earth. In other words, this is a different world unlike the Earth, and no matter how positive I think, I am definitely a monster. Thank you very much. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 3. Well, third chapter's up. 3. There was a time when I thought that appraisal was a cheat skill. I am a spider. TL note, she uses /wagahai to refer herself here. I'm still nameless. What am I saying suddenly? I just want to say it just because I don't have a name. What am I referring to? To explain about it, I need to look back on the past. I was dumbfounded after confirming my size. Well, isn't it normal? It's already a shock to me that I was born as a spider. Furthermore, I'm a monster. This sucks. A normal person would have fallen despair and commit suicide already. Well, I haven't thought of wanting to die yet. But I can't keep on feeling down. If here is not Earth and it's in a different world, then I don't know how dangerous this world is. There's no guarantee that there are no other monsters besides that huge spider. That huge spider probably is about 30 meters in length according to my size. Can a person defeat that thing? I pray for the owner of the footprints to not meet that huge spider. However, things are different when they have heavy firearms. In addition, there's a possibility where magic exists in the world. If that's the case, then can they resist against that huge spider to some extent? I don't know. But that spider definitely looks like a formidable enemy of the boss-type enemy. Or rather, if I'm wrong, I would be dead. A while ago, I was assuming that the people will fight with that huge spider, but isn't it good that way? After all, I am probably the child of that huge spider. I'm the baby of a monster. Now's not the time to joke around. If somebody were to meet me, isn't it obvious that I'm going to be killed? It's possible. Or rather, the possibility being killed is high. What shall I do now? Even though I want some information about human, I will be killed if I were to be discovered. This is bad. The lesser the information, the more I don't understand. What kind of world is this? What kind of people live in this world? How do they treat monsters like me in this world? There's a lot I want to know about, but I don't have the way to find it out. If this was a novel, then there should be a appraisal skill for me to gather information. Currently you have 100 skill points. The skill appraisal LV1 can be acquired by spending 100 skill point. Do you want to acquire it? Seriously? Suddenly, I heard a voice in my head sounded like a machine. Oh, I see. There is a appraisal skill. Fuhioi. I'm fired up. It somehow became like a different world reincarnation already. My answer is obviously a yes. Appraisal LV1 was acquired. Remaining skill point 0. Even though I used all my skill point, such points would surely increase by the time I level up, so there's no need to worry about that. Leaving that aside, I should check out my appraisal skill by examining various things. How to use it? Well, for now, I should try focusing on a rock while chanting appraisal in my mind. I feel that it went well. Information flowed quickly into my head. Stone. Huh? That's all? No. You can't mean it, right? I most likely failed for the first time. Let's try again. Stone. Don't tell me, it's only that. No. Surely, this rock has no information value in it. Therefore, I am sure it's just a plain rock. Now, I will try to appraise the wall. By any chance, I might be able to know what kind of place is this. I would feel ease if there's a name and explanation about the cave after appraising it. Wall. I won't say anything this time. Appraisal LV1. Purposely attaching a LV, I think I need to put a little more thought about it. In other words, the skill won't have much effect in LV1. Even though, I want to raise the LV, I don't have skill points to be used. The YAA. It have wasted all my skill points. I don't know what kind of skill there is other than appraisal, but there should be a skill much more usable even in LV1. No, I should think oppositely. If appraisal is in this kind of state, then other skills should have a useless effect in LV1 too. Let's think this way. Otherwise, I cannot continue. HAAA. Naiwa. While I am on it, should I appraise myself? Spider. No name. It is as expected that Spider appeared after appraising, but no name. That sums up everything and it's back to the beginning. No name. Well, I have a name in my previous life, so does that mean that the present me as a spider do not have a name? For the time being, I will put away this useless appraisal skill. Or rather, I should say that it became more complicated due to the appraisal skill. Skill point. I can probably acquire new skills if I save some points. But I don't know how to gain the points. If this world uses the concept of LV, then I should be able to gain some points by LV up. If it's like that though. This world is like a game having LV, skill, and points. Isn't it fine like this? At most, I am just a spider monster. I can't possibly live a decent life. In the first place, I am just a spider. I will probably be living a spider life, rather than a human life. Anyways, in this game-like world, born as a spider, I should live amusingly as a spider in such a world just like playing a game. For the time being, I am hungry. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 4. For exploring a dungeon for the first time. Now. It's no use standing on the same place for a long time, so I should start moving. Seems there are human footprints here, means that there are people in here, and I have a feeling that if we were to bump into each other, it would be troublesome. For the time being, let's move towards the opposite direction of the footprints. However, this cave sure is wide. The height of this cave is probably around 100 meters and the width should be approximately the same. I'm not entirely sure, due to the uneven rocks scattered here and there, but it feels like the cave is considerably spacious. The wide path branches extending even further. Here is a Y-shaped intersection where there's the path where I come from, the path where the people go through, and the path that I am heading to. The path I'm going to is the one going downwards from the Y-shaped intersection. I climb the rock nearby and I peek at the path ahead quietly. Something is there. There are monsters lurking throughout the path. Deer bad wolf dinosaur. TL note, ugh. The appraisal skill has gone rampaged. No, it looks like a deer, but the deer I know did not had a shining sword-like horn. The bats are also different. It looks like an ugly rodent with devil wings. The wolf looks relatively normal, or so I thought, but it has 6 legs. At the back, there is a dinosaur lying down. It's like a T-Rex that has a horn and scales. Rather than dinosaur, isn't it a dragon? Must I break through here? Isn't it impossible? No, doing something absurd might be good thing for a newborn small spider. The difficulty is lunatic. I stealthily descend from the rock. What to do? The front is a monster hazard. The back, one being a spider hell and another one is human. Huh? Am I being checkmated? Well. Wait. Calm down. I have prepared a solution just in case something like this might happen. Well, it's not an exaggerated thing. I just happened to found another path. Because of the huge Y-shape intersection, it didn't stand out, but there is definitely a path. The passage was a hole in the wall. Still, the height of the hole is around 3 meters and the width is approximately the same. If there is a problem, it is the footprints of human that came out from the passage. If a person came out from the passage, doesn't that means that beyond this passage is the cave, or rather the dungeon's exit? The exit. Should I really go out? If I am a normal human being, I won't hesitate to go out. After all, it's obvious that this dungeon is way too high leveled. I don't know how strong am I as a monster, and the moment I thought that it's impossible to win, the option to fight is excluded. No. If this is a game, then dying won't be hard because I can revive, but if it's a reality, then dying will practically be the end. I don't intend to stake my life into a suicide attack. I want to take as many safety measures as I can. When thinking like that, the choice to escape the dungeon doesn't seem to be a bad choice. Though the choice was not bad, I cannot say that it's safe to go out. After all, I am a monster. At least if there's people going in and out of the dungeon, that means that there's a human population nearby. If a monster spider were to show up in a human territory, obviously I would get hunted. That's the risk of going outside. However, if I can settle down in a place where it's hard to find, then it might work out. It's a matter of luck to skillfully avoid from humans or to continue to stay inside the dungeon. Yosh, I have decided it. For the time being, let's head to the dungeon's exit. I should watch the dungeon's exit and I should escape as soon as possible. There's a possibility that the humans may had pitched their tent at the entrance of the dungeon. Now that it's decided, then let's go. I hesitated, turned a asterisk. No. Can I say it again? This cave is way too wide. What's with this huge labyrinth? The path seems to branch until I don't even know where am I going. The number of branch paths? I gave up after I counted till 10. I encountered a considerable amount of monsters. The results of escaping from each encounter was me getting lost. Footprints. I have lost sight at such a thing long time ago. No way. A map is needed if anyone wants to conquer this labyrinth. Now's not the time to find the exit. My hunger is reaching its limit soon. Somebody gimme rice please. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 5. Well. Here's Chapter 5. 5 Chapter of a New Home. I gave up escaping the dungeon. If I were to simply roam around here, all I can see is the end of my life. Whether it's monster or human, they are formidable enemies for me. Written as formidable enemy, it doesn't read as rival or friend. It's the one that really life-threatening dangerous. Fortunately, the monsters that appear in this small passage are not that fast enough. Otherwise, I couldn't have succeeded in escaping. My body of this spider is relatively quick. Probably my speed now is better than my previous life. I'm sorry. I put up a vanity. In fact, besides quickness, my physical abilities are also better than my previous life. In the first place, before I was reborn, I was an indoor type. Well, it is obvious that a wild spider has higher physical abilities. When I was a human, my only physical ability that I could be proud of is my thumb's movement trained by playing games. TL note, LOL seriously. Well, let's put this topic away. In other words, that's how I can escape. But I can't keep on running forever. I would be dead if they launch a pincer attack, and it's not weird that there are monsters faster than me. In addition, I am seriously hungry now. You can't go to the war with an empty stomach. I might just die from starvation if this continues. Well. Let's think about it. Q. What does a spider eat? A. Insects. Ufu, TL note, not sure about the translation for this. Isn't it obvious? So, this is what you called to satisfy one's belly. Furthermore, it's impossible to judge that my prey is limited to insects due to my size. Probably my preys are such as monsters and another one, well I don't want to think about it though, humans. In the first place, my siblings prey on each other immediately after they are born. A parent like huge spider ate its child like nothing happened. My race probably thinks that all creatures except oneself are their preys. Or rather, in such a cave, there's no other option than that. I wonder what the deer-like monster that I met in the huge passage eat? Is it a carnivore pretending of being a herbivore? Well, there's no use even if I think about it. I'm worried about my meal now. Looks like there's no choice. I'm going to die from starvation if I don't do something now. If I don't want to eat it, monsters or humans, then I must eat any strange thing I can find here. Let's be prepared for it. Now that I'm prepared, it's time to decide what to eat. Of course there's no food to be found nearby. Since there's no food nearby, I need to look for it now. How? To put this bluntly, the probability of me to win against a monster here is near to 0%. The passage in the maze I'm currently in is more narrow than the huge passage from before. And there's no monsters that gives out a impossible to win aura like that huge spider and the dragon-like monster in the huge passage. The monsters here only had the size of a human. Still, it's impossible for me to win against it. Why? You say. It's because I never fought before. If it's a game then it's my forte though. Because game and reality are different. 2D and 3D are different. I cannot be concerned about my appearance when it's the time for me to fight. Though I'm hungry now, but it haven't reached the limit yet. Then, I should secure food like how a spider does it. Speaking of a spider, it's thread. The spider makes its nest with special viscous threads and catches its prey with it. I think that the topography in this cave is quite suitable. At any rate, I can spread my thread all over the place. Now that it's decided, it's time to make my new home. First, I produce a thread. Was it the bottom? The part where thread comes out. When I was thinking about it, the thread came out. Huh? I don't remember producing such a thing. Furthermore, it keeps on extending. Don't tell me that the thread came out from my bottom ever since I started moving. Somehow it's kinda embarrassing. Looks like I didn't notice all the time that I was releasing thread. What to do with this thread? Well, it might be useful, but for the being let's cut the source and leave it for now. Now, let's start building my nest. I know that I can produce thread. I just need to spread my thread in accordance with the surface of the cave. I think that I'm rather skillful, but can I spread it well? There was a time I thought about it. I am satisfied when I see my completed web. A magnificent spiderweb was spread to block the passage in the cave. Is this a spider's instinct? My body moved by its own when I started making the web, and before I knew what was going on, the web has been completed. However, I only made the lower half of the web here. The upper half was made 1 meter away from the lower half. Why did I do such thing? I want to secure an escape road just in case. Now, I am at the T-shaped intersection. I spread my web on each passage, blocking each one of them. However, I can't escape if I block it up completely. I don't think there is, but there's a possibility that someone might break through the web that I spread. Therefore, I left a hole on purpose just to be able to escape in case of an emergency. Monsters without intelligence will get caught in the lower half web. Flying monsters will get caught in the upper half web. I managed to secure safety because I'm surrounded by webs in all 3 directions, and I had also prepared an escape route just in case something happens. The completion of the ideal shut-in space. My magnificent home. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 6. Chapter 6 done. Phew. Finally there's a battle. Without any delay, here's the chapter 6 I didn't regret after munching it. It looks like I dozed off after I felt relieved making the new home. There's a vibration transmitted through the thread that was tied to my leg, and it woke me up. All of this felt like a dream when I woke up, but it was not a dream. Well, I already know that. I stretched my body after waking up. All my legs stretched briskly. It's kinda disgusting. I pull myself together and I turn towards the thread that's still vibrating. In my point of view, the thread was on the left passage, which spreads out to the lower half web. Looks like something is caught there. My first prey. I approach it carefully. Upon reaching the web, there's something with a flashy rainbow color familiar figure caught in the web. Frog. This is really shape of a frog. Though the size is almost the same as me and it shines in rainbow color, but it looks exactly like a frog. This is the first time that I agree with the result of appraisal skill. A frog. It's not a bad first prey, right? Though it's not eaten in Japan, but some areas seem to eat it normally. It seems that it tastes almost the same as chicken. To continue living, I might need to eat strange things in the future. So, isn't it a good start for now? If I don't eat it, I don't think I can eat anything after this. If there's a problem, then this frog, no matter how you look at it, it looks like it has poison in it. No, having such a malicious color, it's impossible that it's not poisonous. What should I do? When I was thinking leisurely, the frog launched a counter-attack in desperation. The frog spits out a malicious color liquid towards me. Ah, this is bad. Without enough time to avoid it, I took the liquid on myself. Arg. What's this? Pain. Is it poison? Is it really poison? The part where I took the liquid is very painful. Oh, A second spit is coming. Wait. Yeah. It hits again. Pain, this is not good. Retreat. I moved my entangled leg and somehow managed to evacuate it from the spitting range of the frog. Wah. It's very painful. Is this the feeling being poured with acid? My body didn't melt, right? Though I feel uneasy, but there's no mirror so I can't confirm my body. Shit. I was defeated. Even if it's caught in the trap, but it's still a monster. I should not have been careless. Despair turns cowards courageous. Even a frog won't let itself get eaten by a snake without resistance. Ah, the pain doesn't seem to be deadly. The venom had hit mainly at my left half of my body and my back. Some of the venom hit my left eye, causing me to lose a part of my view. My left eye has been destroyed, but only a part of my view is missing. Ah. Is it because that I am a spider that I have a lot of eyes? It's probably so. This is newly discovered. Now's not the time for it. The pain doesn't seem to fade. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill acid resistance LV1. What? Somehow the pain softens. Can I acquire a skill even without using any skill points? Huh? Then what's the point of using 100 points for that appraisal skill? I should not try to think deeply. Anyways, it seems that I acquired an acid resistance skill. The condition for the skill to be acquired was probably the attack from the frog. However, there seem to be other conditions because I didn't acquire the skill after receiving the attack. The most likely answer would probably be that I keep on receiving damage from the acid, right? Let's postpone all the thoughts first. The pain became better due to the acid resistance. When I think about it, my anger towards the frog starts to blow out. That frog, being just a food, sure have the nerves to attack me. Unforgivable. I have just decided it. I don't care if it has poison or not. When it comes to this, I will eat it no matter what happens. Now that it's decided, it's time to charge. As long as I don't lower my guard, that frog is just a pitiful prey caught up in the trap. The frog that spits out venom 3 times. Phew, it's easy to avoid if I know it's coming. I dodge the approaching venom splendidly and charge at the frog. Receive it, my killer technique. Chomp. I bite it. Fuhaha. Don't think it's just a mere bite. I am a spider. There's poison in my fangs. When I was able to produce threads, I was able to understand such information naturally. Phew, be undermined by the poison and die. Splash. Hogyao? It spitted venom in that kind of state? Pain. It's still painful even if I have resistance. I pulled out my fangs unintentionally. Skill proficiency reached. Skill poison resistance LV1 has became poison resistance LV2. Ah, is that so? Now's not the time for it. This frog, to spit this filthy venom on me not twice but thrice. It's unforgivable. Though I don't have the intention to forgive that frog, but now that thing's done for it. And trusting my anger, I attack it with a second bite. The frog writhed in agony. Fuhaha. Suffer more. I get carried away and I bite it over and over again. The frog that was struggling a while ago gradually became weaker and finally ran out of strength. Phew. At last, I defeated it. With this as my first prey, I feel uneasy about the future. But, I did it. I taste it at once. Munch. Zuru. TL note, no idea what sound is this. It's bitter and painful. Is the poison the bitter one? Is the pain from the ingredient of the acid? Well, with resistance, I can endure it. But, it's not delicious. Skill proficiency reached. Skill acid resistance LV1 has became acid resistance LV2. Though the frog is not delicious but the skill was delicious. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 7. Here's Chapter 7. This chapter a little harder to translate. I hope I made it readable. 724 hours vacation throughout the year. The belly was filled. Is it because I'm too hungry or is it because to recover from the damage that I received? The frog that has the size similar to me was already in my stomach. Typically impossible? Ha. Skills are like mysterious phenomenon in this world. In addition, I cannot say that it's necessarily impossible. Because my body is inflating like balloon. Phew. If it's a human's body, then it's the time to think about dieting. Well, in my previous life, I had a body that won't gain weight no matter how many I eat, so I had never tried dieting before. For the time being, I need to restore the part of the web that's broken. Ugh, it's hard to restore the web with my current belly. I somehow managed to restore it. Thank God that no monsters came when I was restoring the web. Now that I think about it, isn't the danger not limited to when I was restoring the net but also during the time I ate the frog? There's a possibility that other monsters will get tempted by the smell. Though I saw it in this narrow passage, but there was a 6-legged wolf in the huge passage. No matter how I looks at it, it surely has sharp sense of smell and it might be dangerous. Next time, I should eat after I return to my home. Among food, clothing and shelter, I have food and shelter. Clothes? You want me, a spider, to wear clothes? I don't feel that I need it. This cave is neither hot nor cold, and in the first place, my body is covered by short body hair. There's no meaning to wear clothes, and in the first place, there are no clothes to wear. I think I can make it with my threads, and it doesn't seem that I need to so much effort making it. I don't know whether I can wear it or not even if I make it. Doesn't that mean that I have clothes too? Oh. Then that means that I would have obtained the necessities of life without working. No, I pretty much built my nest and I had a hard time defeating the frog. It might be exaggerating to say that I didn't work. As long as nothing bad happens, it can be said that the environment is in good order for living a dreamlike lifestyle. If there's a problem, then there might be someone strong who can break through my web, or there's a possibility that I will starve due to no prey caught in the web. In the worst case, if someone strong were to break through my web, then I would escape immediately. Then, if only there are prey who would get caught in my web regularly. As long as it is fulfilled, then I can stay indoors throughout my life. Wonderful. Though I went to school normally, I lived my life mostly like a shut-in. Spending my time in school without talking to anyone, and when I return home, I did nothing besides surfing the internet or playing games. I pour hot water on the rice, then simply heat it up for 3 minutes with the microwave oven. Once in a while, I would go to the convenience store to buy bento. Both of my parents are working and they usually come back late. Even if they came back, we hardly meet each other and hardly had a conversation too. As for housework, everyone does only the minimum. To put things bluntly, it was like a total stranger living in the same house. Probably because of that, it was troublesome to communicate with another person. Well, rather than life, it's probably my own personality that I had since I was born. Therefore, I don't even have any friends and I hardly talk even in the game's chat. That's why my game character always had a silent image. My avatar is a rough and bald old man. A nice guy who talks with his back. Status and romance are temporary, so I raised only my physical attack and speed in the game. It's no big deal if I don't get hit, so I always evade every attack and use the hit and run strategy to defeat my enemy. I will die if I was hit though. Although it's trivial not being able to meet my parents or my classmates, it's a little lonely not being able to meet the bald old man again. In a free player group, only an influential person/gamer who had a high social status/fame can go up against a few paid gamer group, and it will be a regret if character gets destroyed halfway. I think I'm not a human already when I had more attachment with my game character rather than my parents. Nonetheless, it's a fact. Will my parents grieve over my death? It doesn't matter. I think even if our positions are reversed, I don't think there's a need to grieve over my child. I probably will be troubled in raising the money for the funeral. Telling things like this to a stranger might somehow anger them, but so what? Because I don't cause trouble to people, so it's none of your business on how I think. Trouble for my parents? Unfortunately, I have invested in stocks using my parents' name. Every month, I will bank in a sum of money into the bank account. You have to get a hang of it and also taking the risk, then only you can earn money with stocks. Therefore, I don't live depending on my parents. I never cause any troubles to anyone, so I don't want to hear it from someone who does it. Well, there's no use saying such a thing now. So I will declare it. Shut-in neat is the best. TL note. Basically a mix of hikikomori and neat, so I translate it to shut-in neat. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 8. Here is today's second chapter. Enjoy. 8. A spider without intelligence is just a normal spider. Zzz. Fwayay. I slept well. I overslept. After all, it's nice to be able to sleep in peace. I wonder how long did I sleep? My sleeping hours in my previous life is around 4 hours. I fall flat due to anemia because of lack of sleep, and I slept throughout the whole day. I'm currently having that kind of feeling. However, the sense of a spider and human will eventually change, so I don't know how much time have passed. I want a clock. In the first place, how much time have passed since I was born? 2 or 3 days should have passed. In the dungeon, I won't know if it's morning or night now. I don't know anything about this world's calendar, and there's no guarantee that a day has 24 hours. 1 year is when the Earth complete traveling through its orbit around the Sun. One day is when the Earth complete a rotation. I think it's impossible that this world has the same size or same orbital period as the Earth. Well, even so, it is still a physical interpretation. It might be a occult-like parallel world or a different world that uses another law to move. If this world is something like that, then it might be right. Though I don't have the way to confirm it. I might leave this dungeon someday, but now, let's enjoy this lazy life. Well, rather than rolling on the floor, I should think about the mysteries that were left out. First of all, how did I die? No, I think that I'm the only one that feels that I'm dead. I convince myself that I have reincarnated into a spider, but I don't have any memories about my death. If I am not mistaken, the final memory was I am in the Japanese language class. Our teacher, who we called Oka-chan, asked us to read the kanji aloud. I doze off and suddenly I felt a terrible pain. Then, I have no memories of what happened next. If I died that time, I wonder what is the source of the pain. The most likely possibility is that I died after the pain and I was reincarnated into a spider. Another possibility is that I never died after the pain and my soul is currently possessing a spider. Where my human body is currently in a vegetative state on the hospital bed. A more crazy possibility is where I am a total stranger with the memories of myself. The real me might still be in class normally. There's no limit when I start to think. Like the current me is not actually me. But how am I going to prove it? I also tried thinking that I am me, therefore it's me. TL note, too confusing. Generally, the most likely possibility as being reincarnated is basically ignoring common sense already. For the time being, let's put a hold in this matter. I think, therefore I exists with my soul, I am me. I should assume it like that for now. Next is my present body. The spider's body is relatively convenient. I can move all my legs freely and I can move faster than the time I was a human. I can even climb walls and of course, I can even walk on the ceiling. If there's any inconveniences, then it will be that I don't have hands, and when looking back, I need to turn my whole body backwards. It is considerably inconvenient that I don't have hands. For the time being, I use the front legs as substitutes for hands, but it can't move like a human's hand. Because the point of my leg is a sharp claw. With such dangerous thing, it's impossible that it can substitute a human finger. Though it's inconvenient, but I can somehow manage it for now. Here it is, the big problem. I can't see my back. This is quite dangerous. The spider's neck sticks to its body and there is no feature that can look back without turning the whole body. I don't have problems with my left and right because I have a lot of eyes making me able to see quite a wide range. But if I can look back, then that means that I am definitely weak against a surprise attack from the rear. I intend to use my threads for countermeasures. If it's impossible to grasp the sight of my back in this body structure, then I have no choice but to rely on other senses. Specifically, I will keep on releasing thread on the rear and this will help me to grasp what's there if there's movement. Well, it's not as easy as it is. I should practice this afterwards. If I keep staying in my home, I don't think that I would receive a surprise attack. But let's be well prepared before anything happens. Last but not least, skill. I still have some minor uncertainty, but this is the last major question. What's a skill? If it's a game, then skill is something like an ability or technique. What you can do increases with your skills. However, I don't know what kind of treatment the skill had in this world, but I should not try to think in this direction. More importantly, about the skill that I have and what skill I can acquire in the future. The skill I have now are Appraisal LV1 Acid Resistance LV2 Poison Resistance LV2. The Appraisal skill was acquired by using skill points. This skill point is also a mystery. Just by acquiring the Appraisal skill took all my skill points and I don't know how to increase this point. If it's a game, then by leveling up, I should be able to gain some points. But I don't know whether the concept of leveling is in this world or not. Other than that, it may increase through time or when taking something. In the worst case, it's possible that it can't be increased. Like the skill point is something that you have since born and once you use it, the points will decrease where you won't be able to use it after the point reaches 0. If it's like that, then it's considerably shocking. I hope it's not like that. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 9. Ninth chapter here. Enjoy. 9 Skill Verification. Let's put away the matter about skill point for now. To put things bluntly, there's no use worrying about whether it can be raised or not. Well, the condition to acquire the acid resistance skill is totally different from the appraisal skill. If its ability is just as its name, then I will have my defense against acid increased. I acquired this skill when I received the spit attack from that annoying frog. I think that the saliva of that frog have acid and poison attribute in it. I think that I acquired the skill after receiving damage from the acid. I can't decide whether it's the damage received or the saliva's attribute. I don't know which one served as the proficiency, whether its amount of the received damage or that I keep receiving the same attack in a row or time lapse. However, I acquired the resistance skill after receiving the related attribute attack. Though I need to go through a painful experience, if I can endure it, I should be able to acquire the resistance. For example, receiving a fire attack will make me acquire a fire resistance skill. It's better to have resistance skill if I am going to stay defensive. From now on, should I receive the first attack if it doesn't seem to be able to kill me? No, I don't want to experience pain, and there's no guarantee that I can get the resistance skill. It's not necessary to purposely cross a dangerous bridge. It's not that I dislike pain. I acquired the acid resistance skill and my poison resistance skill has leveled up from the frog's attack. Apparently, from what the voice of heaven said, the poison resistance skill is a skill that I had from the beginning. Well, I am Spider that uses poison, so it's not weird that I have resistance towards it. It's not strange, but what about the me who don't even know what skills I have? If the voice of heaven didn't say anything, I would not notice that I have the poison resistance skill. That means, is there any other skill that I have besides poison resistance? It's not strange if I have some. Is it poison attack? If only I can confirm it, but there's no such method. Just to try it out, I shout status inside my heart, but nothing happened. Can I see it if I raise my appraisal level? Appraisal level? Skill proficiency? Hey, doesn't that mean that I can level it? That means I need to keep using the skill until it reaches a certain point, right? If appraisal is similar with the resistance type skills, won't the level go up if I keep on using it? I was convinced that it needs skill points to level up before because I acquired it by using skill points. But now, maybe this will go well. I started appraising everywhere at once. Information such as wall and floor started to flow into my head. Ugh, I'm feeling slightly sick now. I feel sick due to excess information. Skill proficiency reached. Skill appraisal LV1 has become appraisal LV2. It was worth feeling sick. Hooray! Though it only rose by 1 level, the feeling moving a huge step forward sure feels good. I tried appraising myself while feeling excited. Small lesser terratect no name. Oh. Something like a species name appeared. As usual, the information is still little, but compared to LV1, it's better now. However, I am small and lesser. Somehow, it's like I am an inferior species. The tension whirled up by the appraisal fell a little. It's not like I had high expectations on it, but I didn't expect that I am an inferior species. Well, it's the same during my previous life, so there's no use thinking about it now. Leaving that aside, I should keep on appraising to raise its level now. It won't go up. After that, I keep on appraising the wall, but the level just won't go up. By the way, the appraisal result of the wall was Wall of Labyrinth. A doubtful result. Well, let's assume it is something trivial. Now, why my skill level won't rise? The highest possibility is that once a thing is appraised, the skill proficiency won't increase if you appraise it again. Certainly it will be easy to increase the skill proficiency if it's not like that. Just to be sure, I appraise my home in every nook and cranny. But, the level did not rise. Looks like the skill proficiency is not enough. That means that I need to go out from my home in order to level my appraisal. Now that I think about it, I appraised a large crowd of monsters back then. The skill proficiency might have increased through it. However, the outside. Troublesome. Especially when I have a comfortable home like this. If I want to live safely, then I should just stay indoors. I must go outside if I want to increase my level. Though both has their own merits and demerits, the dangers of going outside is the biggest demerit. I have decided it. For now, I should enjoy my life here. There won't be any retributions even if I slack a little. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 10. Here's the second one for today. No chapters tomorrow. I wanna rest for a day. Not to forget, I changed skill degree skill proficiency. Just to make it more easy to understand. Anyways, here you go, the chapter 10. 10 level up. There was a reaction on the thread when I was sleeping. Looks like my second prey is here. Just when I started to feel hungry. What a perfect timing. I skip towards the prey. The skip of the spider is surreal. Because I was attacked previously, I approach it carefully this time. Now, what kind prey did I catch? Elro frog. It was a frog. It's you again. Why? This dungeon should have other monsters than this. What kind of probability to get the same prey twice in a row? Ha. Ha. My pseudo-Kansai dialect came out unintentionally. Good grief, what to do? Splash. Nuh. I received the frog's spit attack when I did a stupid one-man comedy. The surprising fact that is only revealed on the second life. I am a fool. I was able to calm down due to the pain. This time the resistance skill never leveled up. Looks like the skill proficiency is not enough. Well, I don't mind. I wrapped the frog with my threads so that it can't put up a resistance. I bite it from above. This frog didn't die from a bite last time, probably because it has poison resistance. Still, it should be weakened if it's bitten. I quickly bring back the frog to my home. After that, I return back to restore the web. Alright, now it's perfect. When I return to the frog was struggling to get out from my web. Looks like one bite is not enough. Chomp. I bite it. Last time, it was defeated after so many bites, but now that I think about it, there's no need to bite that much. I just need to keep on injecting poison without releasing my fangs. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Fang LV1 has become Poison Fang LV2. Oh. A skill leveled up. A skill that I heard for the first time. The skill leveled up at the same time as the movement of the frog stopped. Things are happening so suddenly that it startles me. Looks like the power of my poison have increased because of my Poison Fang skill has leveled up. Sounds great. Experience points has reached a certain point. Individual, small lesser Terratect LV1 has became LV2. Somehow my body is strange. Up? What's this? My skin is ripping off? Shedding? Is this shedding of skin? Every basic ability rose. Skill proficiency level up bonus acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Resistance LV2 has become Poison Resistance LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Spider Thread LV3 has become Spider Thread LV4. Skill point gained. Wait a moment. Just now, I feel that I was skimming through an extremely important thing. Say it once more. One more please. Silence. Ufu. Seriously. No. Let's recall it calmly. Didn't it mention level up? It did say it right? I didn't hear it because my skin suddenly started shedding. And, no, isn't it weird that I suddenly shed skin? Is it because of the level up that my body had to reform? For the time being, let's peel off the skin that's still sticking on me. Looks like my back is injured. This was the place where I received the frog's saliva. Though I can't see it, it was a severe injury. Come to think of it, the part of my destroyed view was restored. Oh. A complete recovery after level up. What a considerate thing to do. This is certainly a level up. Somehow my body feels light and in an excellent condition. The reason was because I defeated the frog and gain experience points, right? For the time being, let's think while eating the frog. Well, let's recall it one by one. First was it said something like my level went up. Then the shedding of skin starts immediately, and when I was confused, I had a feeling that the voice of heaven said various things smoothly. Recalling, skill, that's right, the skill leveled up, right? Furthermore, it's not only one, right? 2 skills leveled up at the same time. Why? That's right, it said something before the skills. Well, isn't it the skill proficiency level up bonus skill? That's it. That's right, it said so. In other words, there will be skill proficiency bonus point added to every time I level up. That's why 2 skills leveled up at the same time. The skill that leveled up were poison resistance and spider thread. So the thread was a skill too. I failed to hear its level. But, won't it be easy to level spider thread if I keep on producing it? Looks like I obtained useful information. To summarize it, level up recovers physical strength completely. I think my status rose. And the most important is a bonus point will be included in each skill proficiency. I don't know how many points have been collected, but seems that 2 skills leveled up, it should be quite an amount, right? That means that I might be able to strengthen my skill efficiently by leveling up. Even so, level up. Though there's skills here, I thought before about whether level up exists or not, but it really exists now. Though I tried not to think that way, but this world is really like a game. When it becomes like this, I was scared that I will live here with my game sense, but it's already too late. Well, I'm starting to feel a little excited. Looks like I can't go against a gamer's soul. Kumo Desu ka, Nani ga? Chapter S1. This chapter took a little longer to translate it. A side story of a classmate. Equals Bisbal, which, suggest any better one, though I don't think this will be in future chapters. Chapter S1. The day when the daily life ended. That day, it was just an ordinary day. I go to school, eat with my friends, attend the classes, play games. Once I go back home, eat, bath and then sleep. It should have been such an ordinary day. On that day, I rubbed my sleepy eyes and went to school. It's all because I played online game till late night yesterday. Luckily, I was able to join the same party with Bald-san, and I played throughout the night. The Bald-san who I mentioned just now is a famous player in the online game that I play. Just as the name, a person who uses a bald-headed rough old man as avatar, a free player who throw away romance and controlling such an amazing character with skillful technique in the front lines. Due to the fact that he doesn't even chat, many players were attracted to him. It's inevitable that I was feeling excited because I can play with the famous Bald-san. Upon reaching the school, I suppress my yawn and enter my classroom. Morning. Good morning. Also, what's wrong? You look sleepy. I greet my friends who are Sasajima Kirya and Oashima Kanata. Both of them played the same online game as me. This is what the so-called game comrades. Oh, you, listen and get surprised. Yesterday, I formed a party with Bald-san. Seriously? Oh, you, seriously. We almost complete the quest thanks to him. TL note, not really sure on this. Wah. Seriously? Is it that? The one that I leave after that? I played with Kanata till around midway. But, he logged out because it's already late in the night. Damn it. If so, I should have persevered for a little more. Kanata seemed to be really frustrating. But if Kanata didn't leave the party, I won't be able to play with Bald-san. How was it, looking closely at Bald-san? Asked by Kirya, I recalled the gallant figure of Bald-san. That is not a human. Avoiding the Bisbal Witch's magic while advancing. Can you believe it? Bisbal Witch is a boss in a high-level dungeon and this fellow is rather harsh. In the internet it was called another game barrage due to its outrageous amount of magic attack that it can fire in rapid succession. TL, not sure about the title, whether it's 2 different titles or just one title. This boss's troublesome point was there's no end in its magic. There's no opportunity to attack, and if you leave alone, it will keep on firing magic. Normally, you would raise magic defense then attack with the resolution to die together, or using shields for the ones at the back and keep on firing magic on it. But that Bald-san, he charged straight from the front, avoiding every magic fired and jumped towards its bosom and cut it down. That was surprising. I opened my mouth wide looking at the game screen. As expected from Bald-san. Looks like his other name, Idly, is not just for a show. No, there's no way anyone can move that fast without some skills. In the end, it requires skills to perform such movement. Kanata said that while beating his own arm. Certainly, even with the same status and equipment, I don't think I can do the same thing as Bald-san. Ah. I want to get better. Want to level after school ends? Sure. I also agree. Let's train it somewhere harder. The chime rang after we settled our talk. We separated and sat on our own seat. Without knowing that the promise will not be fulfilled. Huh? I started prepare for the class after I sat and I noticed that my pencil case was not in the bag. Come to think of it, I recalled that I used it to summarize the information of the game in a notebook. I probably forgotten to put it inside the bag. Oh. What's wrong? The person who reacted was Hospi Yuika, the girl who sit next to me. I forgot to bring my pencil case. Area. It can't be helped. I will lend mine to you. Hospi says so and hands a mechanical pencil and an eraser. Sorry. Umu. I will have you buy me a sweet. So it's not free. I accept it while smiling wryly and waving my hand. Likewise, not knowing that this was another promise that cannot be fulfilled. And then, that time came. It was during the Japanese language class. I was sleepy. I was fighting against the intense sleepiness. In front, standing on the platform was a small-sized teacher called by a nickname, Oka-chan, who was reading aloud the kanji from the textbook. Most of the students are dropping their line of vision to the textbook on the desk. I shake of my drowsiness desperately and I unintentionally raised my head up. In front of my eyes was a figure of a female student sitting at the front left seat. It was the person called Ryuhoko. It's not her real name. Real horror child. Ryuhoko for short. She's an eerie woman who's very thin with a pale face and always have a gloomy expression. I don't want to speak ill of such a person that much, but an incompatible sense did it by all means even if I understand it. Ryuhoko dozed off boldly as if she is ridiculing me, who fought against drowsiness. While feeling unpleasant, I removed my eyesight from her. There, it was there. It was a crack. I am probably the only one who noticed it in this classroom. Exactly on the middle of the classroom, above, a crack appeared where there should be nothing there. There was no other words to describe it except a crack. Moreover, the size gradually increased. The crack looks like it was going to break at any moment. Even if I saw it, I couldn't do anything as I looked at it dumbfounded. The result probably would not change even if I did something. The crack broke grandly. At the same time, I felt a terrible pain. And we died. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 11. Here's Chapter 11. I never translate this chapter's title because it will look weird. The title is just Itu, thread, maki, roll. Yeah. Something like that. Without further delays, here it is. 11 Itamaki maki Itamaki maki. A white thin thread is attached to my 2 forelegs. It stretched when I pull the outer. It gradually returned to its original length when I relax my strength. It became like a rubber just as planned. What am I doing? Because I now know that spider thread is a skill, I started experimenting the spider thread in various ways while increasing my skill proficiency. Until now, I have only used my thread for making my nest and to restrain my prey. That's why I don't understand much about my threads even though the one producing it is myself. Leave my home and level up? Impossible. Though I got excited when I leveled up, but it's impossible if I were to think calmly. Well, think about it. Do you think a woman who is good in games can win a real fight? Impossible. Even if my body is a monster, there's no meaning if the person moving it is frowning. TL note, not sure what word to use for. As for moving a body in real and in-game, it's like heaven and earth. In-game, the character won't get tired, but in real, you get tired for how much you move. Besides, I only went to school in my previous life and I was just a weak child lacking of physical strength. I think it would be difficult to fight against a genuine monster who live with its wild instinct. Though it's not like I can't do it, but failing equals dead. I want to avoid such a risky choice. If that's the case, then waiting for a pitiful prey to get caught in the net has a higher winning rate. I think this is much more efficient and safer rather than wandering around in the dungeon aimlessly. Someday, I think that I will leave my home, but that would only happen after I have leveled up more until I reached a certain point. Though I used such an absurd character in the online game, in other RPGs, leveling at early gameplay is my style of playing. Keep on leveling and defeating a boss while humming. Especially, now that my life is on stake, I should act carefully until I have the confidence to win against other monsters. As part of level raising now, I am trying to raise my spider thread skill proficiency. Now that I think about it, this spider thread is like my lifeline. I shivered while thinking that I would still wander around in the dungeon if I never make my home. In that case, probably I would be dead by now, isn't it? It's impossible to take a rest at ease, and it's also impossible to catch a prey. It's all thanks to the spider thread that I am living comfortably now. When thinking that, raising the level of my spider thread is the top priority for now. I don't know what's going to change if its level increased, but it definitely won't be a loss. Well, I thought I should find out the property of my thread while I am on it, so I verify it in various ways. I began producing thread and verify the adjustment of thickness, adhesion, strength, and elasticity. The adjustment of thickness was considerably easy. When I intend to produce thin thread, a fairly thin thread was produced. Though it's impossible to make it invisible, it was possible to make it as thin as hair. In this dark dungeon, it should be hard to see even this thread. However, the result from the experiment on strength that I found out was the more thin the thread, the more easy the thread to break. Well, this alone can't be helped. If I think normally, it is obvious that it becomes weaker. If the level rises, it might increase its strength. Let's put some expectations on it. On the contrary, the strength rises when I make it thicker. The thickest string that I can produce now is about 2 centimeters in diameter. Like a normal rope. Well, that's the maximum thickness I can produce right now, but I can make it more thicker if I tie the threads in a bundle. But it takes a while. I regret that I should not have done the experiment of adhesion. It's true that everyone thought that spiders' threads are adhesive, but to be honest, there's also non-adhesive threads. The reason why the spider itself won't get caught in its own web is because it knows how to use it properly. I understood it after making my nest with instinct. Well, to know more about it, I experimented on it and I end up getting entangled by my own threads. To know about the proper use of both type of threads, it was necessary to get entangled by my own threads. I am an idiot because I got caught by my own threads. I got impatient. Actually, I didn't know that the adhesive power can be reduced even after the thread was released, and I almost died getting caught by my own trap. The adhesive power can be changed to some extent if the thread is still connected to my bottom. After that, I tried to change the adhesive power of the thread that have been separated from my bottom, and the result was I can change a little only. I pull myself together and confirm the strength. It's weak if it's thin, where if it's thick then it's stronger. But I don't know until what extent of power it can endure. What I mean? When I make its strength to maximum, I can't cut it no matter how much power I use. And the scary thing was that I can't even cut it with my fangs. If something were to be tangled by this thread, then it should not be able to escape. Well, there may be monsters far stronger than me that can tear my thread off. So overconfidence is a taboo. And lastly was the result of the elasticity experiment. Currently, I had a string getting stretch. This rubber thread seems to be pretty useful. It seems that I can make a simple sling by tying it with a stone. In addition, it seems that it's useful in various ways. I am very satisfied with the experimental results. But even I use the thread that much, its level didn't increase. In addition, there's a problem that can't be ignored has occurred. The more thread I produce, the more energy I use. In other words, I am very hungry now despite not much time has passed since I ate the frog. It's not like I hate this consumption rate, but if I want to use a lot of threads next time, I better fill my stomach first before doing so because it seems dangerous. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 12. Here's Chapter 12. Another battle. This time with another monster. I use brother to represent the other spider instead of sibling. She keep on calling the spider Kude, so I end up using brother. Furthermore, sibling sounds weird in some parts, but I still use some parts in sibling. 12. A moving reunion, lol. Ah, I'm hungry. But if there's no prey caught in my web, then eating is impossible. It's inevitable, so I will sleep for now. I need to sleep to preserve my stamina. It's not that I am lazy. Just when I thought I can sleep to my heart's content, I end up waking up forcibly. This is because there is a vibration transmitted through my threads. Did a prey got caught? My joy turned into impatience immediately after knowing that. I know the state of my web connected by my threads very clearly. It was a different feeling from before. Something is touching the web. It's certain. It's not caught in the web. After all, it's moving on the web. Impossible. Though I thought before that there might be someone who can break through the web, but it didn't expect that someone can move calmly on the web. I became confused due to the unexpected situation, and it was too late to start moving. It has already climbed over the web and is invading my home. This is bad. Though I have decided that when there's someone who can break through the web, I would escape without hesitation, but I'm confronting it now. I was careless. With my brain not functioning well just after waking up, I'm confused. This is the first time I felt the danger of my life since I stay in my home. Small lesser pterodactyl. The one that appeared was the same spider as me. Because of being the same species, it broke through my web without difficulty. Hello brother. TL note, she uses English here. I think this guy is probably my sibling. But I don't know whether it is an older brother or an older sister or a younger brother or a younger sister. A moving reunion with my lifelong separated sibling. However, there's danger to my life. Wait. Calm down. It's not decided yet whether this guy is an enemy or not. Even if they were preying on each other after they're born, it might overlook me because of our relationship as siblings. Kiki. Sha. It's an enemy. But it's only threatening me and haven't attacked me yet. Looks like it's looking around here. What should I do? Running away doesn't seem to be the best plan. The same species as me. That means that it has the same physical abilities like me. So far, I managed to get to this point with my running speed, but there's no guarantee that I can run away from someone who have the same speed as me. In addition, I'm worried about my safety, whether I can run away from it. Because the outside is overflowed with the monster's threat. In my current hunger state, escaping at full speed, consuming all my stamina, I will be insecure if I am to go outside. Building a new home will wear me out, and above all, it is necessary to look for a good location. In an exhausted condition, wandering around looking for such location is a suicidal action. It's terrifying when I think about it. Then, exactly what should I do? Of course all that's left is to defeat this guy. Can I do it? I have a hunch that I'm at a slight disadvantage. Because of being the same species, there should not be so much of a difference in physical abilities. However, that is, if our level are the same. If this guy is born at the same time as me, then there should be no much difference in our level. Perhaps the same level or maybe one level higher. Because this guy has traveled all the way from the outside and reached here. I should think that its level is higher than me. The worst possibility is that this guy was born before me and it's an old-timer. In that case, its level should be much more higher than me. It has reached a level where it can move boldly in the place I'm heading for in the future. There's no chance to win. Either way, it's a life or death fight. If that's the case, then I won't think about my opponent's strength anymore. I will do my best. If it's still useless, then it's just the end of this spider's short life. Though I don't want to die, this world has reincarnation in it, so it's not like I can abandon the concept of the world after death. Let's resolve myself. I concentrate for the fight. I clear my thoughts. I fix my eyes only on the enemy. The enemy and me seem to understand that both of us are ready to fight, so I stand ready. The back slightly inclined. It's as if the start of an approach run. The enemy jumped vigorously just as I predicted it. It jumped. I glanced my enemy with pity, who is currently in the air brandishing its claw. I take a step to the back while releasing threads towards the enemy in the air. This guy took the wrong choice. It chose to jump up into the air and attack with its claw rather than using our greatest weapon, poison fangs. The claw attack is not bad either. Though it's not bad, you should use it for restraining only. It's not suitable to use it as the main weapon. Our weapon are the thread and poison fangs. I won't be defeated by this guy who did not understand it. My brother who got caught easily in the air. It got entangled by the threads and falls to the ground. I rush over immediately. Chomp. I bite into its body with my poison fangs mercilessly. As the same as me, this guy should have poison resistance. But such a thing doesn't matter. When it is restricted by the threads, the outcome of the fight is already decided. What's left is I just need to inject more poison to surpass the poison resistance. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Poison Fang LV2 has become Poison Fang LV3. The Poison Fang skill leveled up probably due to the fact that I continued injecting a large amount of poison into the spider. Around the same time, my brother stopped moving. I won't forget you, brother. As the fool who invaded my home for the first time. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 13. Before start reading Chapter 13, suggest me some suitable name for this. Equals gross feeder. Equals blood relative eater. Equals taboo. Equals heresy magic. 13. I received a disgraceful title. I succeeded in getting through my brother's attack easily. No. I was saved because this guy was stupid. Practically, it would be dangerous if it's a serious fight. I managed to grasp my characteristic to some extent. Given that I can't confirm my status like a game, I think I can judge my ability objectively. Considering from there, my greatest weapon are my threads and poison fangs. Restrain it with my threads and finish it off with my poison fangs. This is my invincible winning combo. On the contrary, my defeat is decided when the combo is proven useless. That's all for me. Rather than that, for us, spiders, threads and poison fangs are important weapons. This stupid assailant did not understand it at all. I, who was the same species as my opponent, predicted the results of the fight that the one who restrain its opponent first will win. Therefore, what's left was how to restrain the opponent with the threads, because this strategy is the core of the fight, and yet the result is this mess. Throwing itself without any measures. Are you an idiot? Are you stupid? Do you really want to die? Ah, it's already dead. Rather, how did such a fool manage to survive so far? I'm starting to admire that fool now. The monsters outside of my home, to be frank, I don't think I can win against those monsters. How did that guy survive so far? Well, there's no help thinking about it, and that guy is dead already. You should know that what kind of end this dead guy will have in my territory, right? I'm very hungry. Though it has a disgusting appearance, but I have already thrown away my timid mind when I ate the first frog. Brothers? So what? Originally, it's a species that preys on each other. Therefore, itadakimasu. Phew. Thank you for the delicious meal. Though it looks like that, it was more delicious than the frog. After all, is it that? Is it because that the frog has both poison and acid? Well, it was better than the frog, even though it's unchanged that this was not delicious because it has poison. When I was relaxing, I heard a machine-like voice, which was the voice of heaven. Conditions met. Tidal Gross Feeder was acquired. By the effects of the Tidal Gross Feeder, Skill Poison Resistance LV1 Corrosion Resistance LV1 was acquired. Poison Resistance LV1 has unified into Poison Resistance LV3. Conditions met. Tidal Blood Relative Eater was acquired. By the effects of the Tidal Blood Relative Eater, Skill Taboo LV1 Heresy Magic LV1 was acquired. What? What's this? Every time I heard the voice of heaven, I would always be surprised, but this time, rather than surprised, I was dumbfounded. What's a title? Why don't I calm down for now? When it comes to this, I produce threads to calm down. I produce threads properly and roll it around in making a white fur ball. Phew, I calmed down a little. Well, title. Is this that? The one that I get after achieving a special condition? Though it might be so, but the ones that I acquired was none other than some disgraceful and grotesque title. The Tidal Gross Feeder is just an insult rather than a title. Blood Relative Eater. With those words, it's definitely no good. Other people can't see this, right? If the level of appraisal is high, it's likely to be seen. Wah. If it were to be seen, then it's definitely no good. Well, I'm a monster and I would be dead before my title was seen if I was seen by a human. But if I ignore the words, isn't it the title's effects are good? Because I acquired 4 skill from it. Because I have the poison resistance from the start and judging form the words of the voice of heaven, did it get added into my skill proficiency? It's inconvenient that I'm not able to see detailed information at such time. I want my appraisal level to increase quickly. Leaving that aside, I'm interested with the remaining 3 skills. Well, I can somehow understand corrosion resistance. The skill proficiency might rise if I eat rotten things. I don't think I would willingly eat it. The problem is the remaining 2 skills. Though taboo skill seems to be dangerous, but I don't know its effects at all. To be frank, I can't even imagine it. Explanation please. There's no use to it if I don't know what its effect is. Heresy magic is the same. I don't know how to use it. What? Will it activate if I recite an incantation? Even if I say that, I can't talk because I'm a spider. I can only cry kitcha, or perhaps I should say grinding my teeth. No, even if I can talk, I don't even know the incantation. It doesn't change that it's not usable. I try to recite, heresy magic is my hard for trial. Nothing happens. It's useless. Huh? I thought that I got the title and skill was a godsend, but the only substantial one was corrosion resistance. No, well, I think that the poison resistance was also a gain. When thinking so, the only useful title was Gross Feeder, right? Blood Relative Eater does not serve any purpose. If the condition to acquire the title Blood Relative Eater is eating blood relatives, then there should be a lot of my brothers who have the same title. However, only the fool that was eaten by me a while ago reached here. That means, there's no much change in battle abilities even if I acquired the title. It's meaningless if it's useless. I see. So there are some reasons for simple conditions. When the conditions of the title is easy, then its effect is low. However, knowing that something like title exists is big. If I can collect titles, then maybe I can collect more skills efficiently. I should try out various things to check whether I can acquire more titles or not. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 14. Before the chapter, try suggesting some names for the monsters below if you have one. Elro Randanal. Elro Peccato. Finch Goethe. 14 Chapter of Reconstruction. A little time passed after the attack from my brother. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Spider Thread LV5 has became Spider Thread LV6. I played with my threads and its level increase when I was using it for training. No, I had a hard time leveling it. Thanks to that, it's pure white in my home now. My home have changed a lot compare with the original look. First, the amount of webs has increased. Before this, the webs were placed in sets at the top and bottom in a remote place from the T-shaped intersection. But now, the webs spreads till the branch road in the passage. I have spread many sets of nets in the passage. With only a set of web, it would only allow invasion and breakthrough like what happened before. It should take some time to break through with all these webs. With this, my home's security has increased. I decorated the walls because the skill didn't leveled up. I spread my threads on the wall and I painted it white. Of course it's not a mere decoration. This wallpaper thread are linked to the webs. I adjusted it so that when a prey got caught, the threads will separate from the wall and wrap the prey. This is my boastful trap that I completed after various trial and error. When I started sticking my wallpaper threads, my skill level went up by 1. After I finished sticking the wallpaper threads, I set up some extra thin threads as it was invisible in my home. I never made this thread adhesive and it snaps immediately after touching it. It will snap eventually by the air even if I leave it, then it will get absorbed by the wallpaper threads. I think that the reason why I was able to produce such a thin thread is that my skill level became 5. The effect of this thread is to search for enemies. The threads are connected to me and if there's something that touch the thread, I would be able to know what it is. Because I said that it's inconvenient that I can't look back before, so I thought that I should develop a enemy searching thread. I decided to set it up in my home because it was not necessary to mind the rear while I'm in my home. Someday, I hope that it can be operated remotely because I want to search outside of my home. Well, after doing so much things, as expected, I didn't have anything to do, so I save up some threads idly, and finally, my skill reached level 6. Thanks to that, I leave the fur balls as it is due to the fine quality like silk thread which had an overflowing luxury. This seems to be able to sell for a good amount of money to a human. Well, it's not like I know anything about humans' textile industry. By the way, if I released such amount of threads, it's obvious that I am hungry. Therefore, I have ate all the pitiful prey that was caught in the web. It seems that the monsters here has poison in their body. It doesn't die easily even with my poison fangs. Well, my victory was already decided by the time when my prey is restrained in the web. Still, I think that it's impossible to fight without threads. At any rate, even with my poison fangs, it won't be effective unless I need to keep on biting my prey. For such a long time, it would be ruined by a counter-attack if I don't restrain it with my threads. Thanks to that, my poison fang has increased to level 4 and poison resistance has increased to level 5. I don't know whether it's because of poison resistance level rose, but the bitter taste of monsters with poison has become a habit. As for the monsters whom I defeated so far were 3 Elro Randanal, 1 Elro Akuto, 1 Elro Basilisk, and 1 Finch Goethe. All of them were caught by the web and I restrained it with threads, then killed it with my poison fangs. Elro Randanal was a monster that looks like a small dinosaur. I got flustered because 3 of them came over at once. Well, I didn't have a hard time because all 3 of them were caught in the web. Elro Akuto was a strange monster with the arms of a monkey and the body of a penguin fused with a pelican. Finch Goethe was a bee-like monster with a huge body that can fill up this passage that was around 3 meters. Because of that, it's much more easier to get caught in the web. The most dangerous was Elro Basilisk. It was a huge lizard-like monster, and just as its name, it can use Petrifaction attack. Probably the same as the Fairytale, it was the devil's eye of Petrifaction that petrified one of my foreleg. Because of how slow the Petrifaction progression speed was, I somehow managed to defeat it. But it was a terrifying enemy. After that, until I level up and shed my skin, I have to spend my time with my petrified foreleg. Though it might be a gain because I was able to acquire the Petrifaction resistance skill, but it was much more dangerous than the first frog. I just said it smoothly, but I leveled up. Moreover, it's 3 level. I'm level 5 now. The skills that I know that I have were Poison Fang LV4, Spider Thread LV6, Appraisal LV2, Taboo LV1, Heresy Magic LV1, Poison Resistance LV5, Acid Resistance LV2, Corrosion Resistance LV1 and Petrifaction Resistance LV1. Though my level went up by 3, the skill did not rise to that extent. Appraisal doesn't level at all since LV2. It seems that the skill proficiency bonus from level up is little. And it seems that I missed it during my first level up, that skill point increases by leveling up. However, the amount is quite little. I got excited when I heard the voice of heaven said that I obtained skill points, but after that, I tried to acquire some skills, but it's no good. In such a time, I tried to remind about all the possible skills like item box or automatic regeneration, but there was no skills that can be acquired. In the first place, the voice of heaven won't give me a response even if the skill exists or not. Insufficient skill points. That was the only answer that came back. Looks like the method to become matchless by acquiring every skill is impossible. It seems that the skill limitation is more severe than I thought. Kumo Desu, Nani ka? Chapter 15. Here's Chapter 15. Curse those humans. 15. The time I lose my paradise. Today also I spent my day lazily. My home is. The meals come over from there without permission, and I can sleep soundly in a dangerous dungeon because the countermeasures has been secured. Because I spread some soft threads on the firm floor, it feels like sleeping on a bed. It has become a daily routine that I keep producing threads while relaxing. This is happiness. Thinking about my previous life, that I spent my daily life restlessly. I did not have such awareness. Now that I think about it, what do you think of 4 hours sleep? My life cycle in my previous life was wake up in the morning and go to the school. Once school is over, I go back home and did nothing but playing games. Once my drowsiness reached its limit, then only I sleep. It was such a life. Though it's fun playing games, but thinking back now, there was an obligation to play it. Being a free player while also being one of the top player in the online game, trying to live up to the expectations with pride, I inadvertently think that exceeded my capacity. Such me, something like living up to everyone's expectations, it still feels good if it's a joke. Self-conceit. I don't mind the eyes of another person. Though I thought so, but looks like I still have such human sense even though I noticed it after living this life. Therefore, the real meaning is when I'm living a life where I don't have anything to do, there's a feeling of freedom. At first, I felt uneasy when think that I can't bear with all the free time I have, but it looks like it was just a needless anxiety. Though I am surely free because there's neither internet nor game in such environment, but it's not that unbearable. Looks like my standard of happiness is somewhat lower than normal people. To put things bluntly, it's already a happiness to be able to live. I am already happy with the present life that have food and living secured. I'm happy till I think that I intend to spend my life in here. Though I don't know how long a spider can live. But I think that I will have to leave my home someday. Unexpected situation. Changes in environment. The appearance of a powerful enemy who can break through my web. I don't know when it is, but I think that time will come. There's nothing that doesn't change. Therefore, I should prepare when the time comes. Though I have decided it, it's still too early. I'm not prepared yet. In front of my panicking view was one of my home's entrance blaze up. I was falling asleep and suddenly, flames started to rose. The home which I put great efforts to build it is currently swallowed up by a sea of flames without being able to resist. My spider thread, which I boasted for its invincibility, is unexpectedly weak against fire. However, why are there suddenly flames in my home? I understood the answer immediately. It's a human. There was a man in the depths of the fire. A torch is in his hand. He must have burnt my home using the fire from the torch. This is bad. Though it's hard to see clearly through the fire, but I can see the figure of several humans behind the man. I don't think they set the fire up accidentally. It's obviously an action that they are cautious of the spider web. Then, they must be aware that in the depths of the web, there's a spider which is me. If I keep on staying here, I only have two choices: whether I would die wounded by the fire or I would die being cornered by humans. Fortunately, the flames have not reached my place yet, and if I escape on the opposite side, the humans should not be able to catch up with me. I look at my home one more time. I spent most of my time here after I reincarnated. I put great efforts to build it up. Having done various discoveries in this place, and each time after discovering something, I would be swinging from joy to sorrow. So far, this was also the place that have protected me all the time. I might love this place more than my room in my previous life. I spent such long time in this place. I began to run. With the flames at the opposite direction. I go through the complicated spiderweb skillfully. The last web. I can never return to this place once I pass through there. There's no more security once I pass through there. Still, I passed through the last web without hesitation. Though I had the urge to look back, I didn't do so. Now, I need to escape as far as possible. Thus, I have been chased out of my home. Though it's a sequel, but the adventurers who set my home on fire seemed to discover my large amount of thread balls left in the center afterwards. Fortunately, the flames did not reach there and they collect it. It is said that the clothes made with the threads were sold for a large amount of money. It seemed that the king of some country even purchased it, and it became a topic for a certain period of time. I only know the fact after a very long time.